I cannot find X. Where is my X? Oh. Hi everyone! If you ever wondered why algebra exists or why anyone would want to deal with letters and numbers in the same sentence, trust me, you are not alone. I mean, who decided to mix X and Y together, right? Was it some kind of a weird math dating app? Looking for X must be equal to Y. Let's turn this algebra from something that sounds like an ancient spell into something that actually makes sense. And hey, if it doesn't work out, at least we can all blame X. It always causes trouble. But before we start, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. Hello students, welcome to another exciting video for IGCSE mathematics. Today we are going to deal with the topic that is called as algebra. So in algebra we are going to deal with numerous linear and quadratic equation in terms of variables. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So in this chapter we are going to learn these 6 basic constituents. As you can see, we'll start with change of subject of a formula followed by algebraic identities. After that we are going to simplify some expressions that are given in terms of variables, followed by substitution method putting values, and after that indices, and followed by factorization. Let's get started and study algebra. So first topic is change of subject of a formula. So what does change of subject of a formula means? That you will be given a variable and another variable along with that. So first of all, the single variable that is onto any of the sides of an equal to and is standing individually, so that is called as the subject of a formula. So after that, for solving it, you will be given another variable and you have to put or make it equal to the other variable by constituting or moving the variables to the other side. So how does it happen? Let's just get started with an example. So you have been given an equation. Let's suppose y is equals to root of 8 plus 4 over x. Now this is the subject over here and you have to make x as the subject here. So what do we do, students? First of all, I'll square both the sides. So once you'll square both the sides, this will be y square equals to, this root will cancel out with the square. So this will be 8 plus 4 over x. Now simply you can move this constant part to the left hand side, as if you have been given that there is a addition of a number and there is a division or a multiplication of a number. You always deal with addition, or a subtraction is also given. You deal with that element or the constant term first and then you apply the division or the multiplication method. So following that, I can write it as y square minus 8, which is equals to 4 over x. Now what you can do, students, I can see here that you can apply some other method, that you can do a reciprocal of this and this will also be in a reciprocal manner, or additionally you can take x here on the left hand side and you can move this y square minus 8 to the right hand side in the division part. So I'll write it simply as x will be equal to 4 over y square minus 8. Now what you can see here, that earlier when we started the equation, we had an equation in terms of y, means y was individually standing on the left hand side. Now after solving, you can see here that x is standing individually on the left hand side or on the right hand side of an equation. So we have now made x as the subject and y is getting transformed from being a subject into the formation of a linear or a quadratic equation to the other side. Okay, hope you got this. You can note this example for your understanding, students. Okay, student, hope you got the concept of change of subject of a formula. Let's move forward and study some algebraic identities. So what does algebraic identities mean and why we are using it? So we have been given any two variables and the square is applicable for that. So you have to solve according to the given identity for the given equation. So these are numerous set of algebraic identities that are used for algebra. You can note these down, and in future we'll see how to apply and solve according to the algebraic identities. Okay students, I hope you have noted these algebraic identities we will use in future, so make sure you make note of it properly. Now we have to simplify the equation. So for simplifying the equation, you need to know the terms that are like, unlike and coefficient. So what are like terms? Basically, like terms are those terms which have the same power. For example, I can say here that x and x are having same power, but x square and x are not having same power. Power means what, students? First of all, you have a number. Let's suppose this is called as the base, okay, and the exponent part, which is written here, or the power part, is this in the given form. So any number, let's suppose if I write x square, so it means that x is raised to the power 2, which also stands that we are multiplying x 2 times or twice. Okay students, so like terms are those terms which have a same power, and in addition to that you have to understand, the students, that if we have multiple variables combined together in multiplication form, then you have to check the powers of all of them. In addition to that, you have to also see that the order is not responsible for addition, or it does not affect the addition, multiplication, subtraction of the variables that are given. For instance, let's suppose I have 4xyz, and similarly I have another term, let's suppose 5yzx. 4xyz and 5yzx. Okay students, so here you can see that the number of variables are same and the powers are also same. X also holds the power of 1, similarly y and z, and similarly in the second, this algebraic expression or the variable term I have written, also the powers are pertaining to the number 1. So the order is rearranged, but you can see here that the powers are same, so both will be considered as like terms. And similarly you have to perform the operations as usual on the numbers. Let's suppose if I write here as students, like 4xyz plus 5xyz. So similarly what you have to do, you don't have to affect or change any of the coefficient term of the fixed constants number. For instance, you can perform normal operations on the normal number if they are like terms, that is 4 plus 5 will give me the number as 9, and this variable term will remain as it is. So you don't have to change according to the variable formation. You have to see that the like terms are there, and you just have to simply add, subtract to perform your following operation on them. Okay students, hope this is clear. Now we are going to come to the unlike terms. So what unlike terms are? Basically, unlike terms are the terms that do not pertain to same power, or the number of variables are also different. Let's suppose I have 4xy and 4yz. So here you can see that common variable is y, but there is a different variable in this and different variable in the 4yz term. So these are called as unlike terms. Similarly, you can say that, students, that if the power is also different, then they are also called as unlike terms. Similarly, x square, x cube or x, these all are unlike terms. You cannot add or subtract them directly. Only the perform mathematical operation is multiplication or division, that we'll see in future. Okay, now the term we are talking about is coefficient. What is coefficient, students? Coefficient is any number that is residing or that is written beside the variable terms. For instance, I write as 4x square. So coefficient of x square will be termed as what? It will be termed as 4. So any constant number that is written in front of any variable term, that is termed as coefficient. Now here if I write 3x square y, so here you will see that the coefficient is the term that is in front of the variable term. So the coefficient of x square y is number 3. So hope you have got this. You can write the basic definition along with the example for your understanding, and then we'll proceed, students. Hope this was clear to you. So let's begin with some examples to enhance our understanding. So here you can see that I have written 2 examples for you. First is this and another one this. So you have to see here, students, that you can pause the video and collect the like terms and unlike terms and perform the operation on that. So let's get started. So here I can see that xyz and xyz, these are the like terms, and the variable number is same but the variables are different. So these both are termed as unlike terms. And as I have already said that operations can be performed only on what? Like terms for addition or subtraction. So you can rearrange and rewrite your equation. Okay. So this will look like somewhat like this. Okay. Now you can perform the operation, that is 4 minus 1, that will give you the answer as 3, and the variable term remains the same. And these 2 variables we cannot perform any operation, so we will write as it is. Hope that is simple and that is clear to you, students. Now we have to work according to the brackets also and see which variables we can term. So simply what you can do with the bracket, students, that will study also, that you have to multiply the outer portion, that is the outer term, with the inside bracket terms and make the powers or the variables term in multiplication manner. So here I can see, I'll write it for you. 5x multiplied by 2x minus 5x minus y, that is getting multiplied. Okay. Similarly, 3 multiplied by, I'll write it here, students. Similarly, plus of 3 multiplied by 3x square minus 3 multiplied by minus 2xy. Okay. So here you can see that you can collect all these terms and write it in a simple equation in a simplest or a linear form or in a straight line. So this will be 5x square multiplied by 2. So this will fetch me the answer as what, students? So this will fetch me as, you will multiply the numbers as usual and you will multiply the variables, and see that if we are multiplying 2 variables of similar type, then the power gets added. So this will be what? This will be 10x square minus, and if we have a dissimilar or unlike variables, so this is x and y, so that will be written as separately. So this will be what, students? This will be, here you can see that it will be written as what? Minus of 5xy followed by plus of, this will be what? 3 into 3 is 9, 9x square, and this will be what? This is negative. So this will be 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, and xy will be as it is. So this will be negative of 6xy. So you have to see into consideration that which sign is here before the bracket that is being solved. Okay, so if we would have been given that this is negative, then the sign will be having of opposite value. So if we have negative, then this sign will change to positive. Similarly, positive to negative. So you have to arrange like terms. As you can see here that these 2 are like terms, and similarly these 2 are also like terms. Now perform the operation as you usually do. So 10 plus 9 will be 19x square. Now similarly you can see minus 5 minus 6 will give me the answer as minus 11, and similarly xy will be as it is. So this is the final answer. Hope you got the understanding. You can note these examples, students. Okay students, I hope you are with me and getting the normal concept for unlike, like and coefficient terms. Now let's move to a different topic, that is basically solving linear equations. So what linear equations are? Linear equations are given in a single variable, and these are in terms of any variable that is in a single form or in a fractional form, and you have to solve according to that. Now simply what you can do here, students, you just have to collect the like terms on together into one side, and similarly unlike terms that operations cannot be performed on, and simply solve. So here I can see that negative of 2y and negative of 5y are like terms, and these constants are also like terms. So as we know that operations can be performed on like terms, so similarly you can move or transpose the like terms onto one side and solve accordingly. So it's up to you that whichever term you want to move on to the either of the sides. Similarly, I can do that. I can write here minus 2y plus 5y. I have moved this negative of 5y to the left hand side, students. Now similarly 5, and this will be moved to the right hand side, and this will be forming as negative of 8. So this will be what? Minus 2 plus 5y. This will be giving me as answer as 3y. Similarly, if I'll solve this, this is negative of 3. Now what you have to do, students, you just have to perform the normal mathematical operations to find the value of y. So here I can see that y can be written as, here 3 is in what? Multiplication manner. So on transposing it to the right hand side, it will change into divide. So this will be what, students? This can be written as, y is equals to negative of 3 over 3. So answer will be for y will be minus of 1 or negative 1. So that was pretty simple. You can pause the video and solve it for yourself, or we'll start it. Okay. So in these type of equation, first you have to solve and make it in a linear form or in a straight line. So first, how to solve, as we have already studied, that we have to take the LCM. So this will be 10, this will be negative of 6 plus x, and here I can see here that the LCM is 5 of the denominator. This will be coming as it is. Similarly, what you can do, you can transpose and you can take this 10 to the other side and this 5 to this side, and write the final equation. This will be 5 minus 6 plus x, which is equals to 10 minus 1 minus x. Now what you can do, students, you can either perform the operation simply or you can multiply, but simplifying is the need of the exam. So this I can deduct, this is getting multiplied on, this is also getting multiplied on the either side of the equation. So 5 1 and 5 2 times. I have deducted both with a common HCF, that is 5. Now I can write it as minus 6 plus x. Now simply you can multiply this 2 with the bracket form, first this and another this. So I can write finally as negative of 2 and negative of 2x. Now what I have seen here, that I have x terms as similar or the like terms, and minus 6 and minus 2 are the like terms. Now you can simply transpose and find your answer. So this will be x plus 2x. I am transposing this negative 2x to the left hand side. This is transposed here. Now followed by this will be what? Minus 2 plus 6, as 6 is pertaining to the negative sign. Now you can write here, students, 3x will be equals to, this is equals to 4. Now apply simple mathematical operations and you will find the value of x is 4 over 3. So that was simple. You just have to make sure that you are transposing with the sign, and a sign that is opposite to that is applied to the division or the multiplication part, addition to the subtraction and the plus sign with that. So you have to make sure that you don't make a mistake with the sign while transposing. Either you can get a wrong answer. You can note these down, students, and then we'll proceed. Okay students, I hope you got the concept. Now let's move to another set of examples and work with brackets. So in these type of equations, that there are two terms basically in the bracket, and how you have to solve, you have to first simplify the bracket. You have to write first term in this, you have to multiply by both these terms given. Similarly, for the next term you have to put a sign that is in front of it, and similarly you have to multiply with both the other terms. So how to write, students? You have to write like this: plus 5, this is will be written as x minus 2. Now you have to multiply simply. X multiplied by x will become x square minus 2x plus 5x minus 10. Okay. Now group the unlike and like terms. So these are the like terms and all rest all are unlike terms. So you can write it as x square plus 3x minus 10. Okay students. Now the second is, here you can see directly that I can apply the algebraic identity. So algebraic identity is what, students? A minus b multiplied by a plus b is a square minus b square. So simply what you can do, you can directly apply in these, that if you have been given a variable along with the same constant, okay, and there is an opposite sign, as you can see in the multiplication form, you can directly write in this form. So this will be termed as a and this will be termed as the other variable b. Now write simply. So your answer is k square minus 121. So k square, k will be multiplied by itself, so that will be 2 times, and similarly 11 square is 121. You can note, students. Okay students, let's proceed further with the topic ahead. Now we have been given a question. So this is in form of a word problem, and there are two figures given. First given figure is what? It is given as to be a square, and the second figure is given as to be a rectangle. Now I have to read the question. The area of the square. So first I'll write the area of the square. In this case will be what, students? Y into y, that is side square. So this will be y square. Similarly, I'll write it as what? Y square will be the area. Now, how to solve word problems? Solve as you read, okay? So, the area of the square exceeds the area of rectangle. So, area of rectangle I have to write. The area of rectangle would be what? Would be length into breadth, okay? And what's the increase? So, basically exceeds means the addition. So, addition is of what? 13 meters square. So I'll write plus 13. Now you can solve the equation. I'll write it as y square would be equals to y minus 3 plus 1 y minus 3 plus 13. Now this will be simplified as what? This will be written as y square is equals to y square minus 3y plus y minus 3 plus 13. Now you can see that these are the like terms and are on the opposite side of an equal to sign. So this will cancel out. Similarly, you can solve it. So 0 will be equals to what? This will be solved as negative of 2y, and this will be solved as plus 10. Now you can transpose this 10 to the left hand side. This will be minus 10 is equals to minus 2y. So value for y is coming as to be what? Y is coming as to be 10 over 2, that is 5. Okay, hope that was simple. So you have to see that what things are given to you in the word problem, and you have to solve according to the equation or the diagrams given. Plus you need to know according to the diagram what you have been asked. So if we would have been asked perimeters or area, so you have to apply the equations accordingly. Hope that was simple. You can note down this, students. We are going to study about the substitution method using values. So in these type of equations or questions, you have been given direct values and you have to perform the mathematical operation as per the given equation. So here you can see that I have been given a question, in these the values have already been given. So here you can see you have to directly just substitute the values and find your answer. That is pretty simple for you. So this will be twice of a, you can see that is 3 plus 5 over c square. C square means 2 square. So simply you can write it as 2 multiplied by 8 over 4. So you can cut with the HCF part. So this will be 2. So answer is 4. Similarly, you can try for yourself also. So this will be 6 multiplied by b square, that is will be 5 square, that is 25. Similarly, a plus c will also be equals to 5 square. So you can see 6 multiplied by 25 over 25. This will get cancelled out and this is 6. Okay, you can note, students. Okay, students, let's proceed to another topic that is called as indices. So what does indices means? That you have been given values according to the base and the exponent, and you have to perform various operations to that. So you can note and pause this video for your understanding, and then we'll proceed for the questionnaire part, because the more we solve, the better we understand, students. Okay. Now you have been given this equation in the form of indices. So you can see here that you have been given as base in the left hand side is given as to be 2, but the base is 4. So what you have to do in these type of questions, you have to make the base as equal or same to equate the powers or the exponent. So simply I can write it here as 2 9 minus x. So why this 9 minus x came, students? As the law of indices says that, a over divided by a. So this can be written as a raised to power m over a raised to power n will be equal to a raised to power m minus n. So the form is, the base is same, so the powers or the exponents get subtracted. Similarly, I can write it as 2 square. Now you can see that the base is same. Now you can directly equate the powers and form the value for x. Simply you can transpose 9 minus 2 will be x. So x will be equals to 7. Okay. Now the other equation you can see here. So this is in the form of multiplication. So how to deal with it, students? You have to just simply multiply the constant part. So this will be equals to 15. Okay. Now you can separate the like terms or the similar variable terms. I should say like similar variable terms you have to group. So this will be x to the power 6 multiplied by y to the power 8 multiplied by y to the power minus 5. So what you have to do, students, you just have to apply the law of indices, and this will be what? X to the power 1 plus 6 multiplied by y to the power y to the power 8 plus minus 5. As you have same variable or the similar variable, and the powers will get add if we have a multiplication in between them. So this answer will be x to the power 7 multiplied by y to the power 3. So this is your final answer, students. While solving this, you'll get the answer as 3. Okay, you can note, students. Okay, students, I hope you got the concept. Now let's move to another set of examples. Here you can see that you have been given two equations on left and right hand side, and you have to make the base as equal. Okay, so applying the law of indices. So how I can do that? You can scroll back and see that I am writing this step as this. So here you can notice that I have put a negative sign on the power side of the right hand side, so as the fraction will get reciprocal. Okay, so now the base is coming as to be same, so I can equate the power. So I can write it as 2x minus 4, which is equals to minus 2x plus 4. Now you can transpose and solve accordingly. So x will be coming as to be what? Okay, that was simple. Now moving to the next question. So here you can see that on left hand side you have 17 to the power x. Now you can evaluate and see that is 4913 a multiple of 17. So I can see here that 4913 is 17 cube. Now you can directly equate and get the value of x as 3. Okay students, I hope you are following. Now I have to find the value of 2 to the power 2x minus 1. Now you can directly substitute the value and see that 3 multiplied by 2 minus 1. So this is what? 2 to the power 6 minus 1. So which is coming as to be 2 to the power 5, or you can write it as 30. Okay students, that was simple, you can note. Okay students, let's proceed. Now here you have to solve the variables and in a fraction form. So how do we do it students? So you have to simply take the LCM and group the unlike and like terms and solve as usual. Here I can see that the LCM is coming as to be 12. So this will be what? 4 multiplied by x plus 1 minus 3 multiplied by 2x plus 1. Now opening bracket simply. So you can write it as 6x, negative and positive will become negative. This will be coming as 3 over 12. Now grouping like terms, this will be termed as minus 2x, and 4 minus 3 will be coming as positive of 1 over 12. So the answer is minus 2x plus 1 over 12. Okay, that was simple. Now moving in this, we had the fractional part, or the variable part on the numerator side. Now if we get in a denominator side, then you have to simply take the LCM. The LCM would be multiplication of both the terms that are in the denominator. Now you have to cross multiply. So you can see here 3x plus 1 negative of 4x minus 2. Similarly, this will be 3x plus 3 minus 4x plus 8. Now, what I have to do in the denominator part, as we have already studied, you have to open the bracket and write it simply. So, on grouping of like terms, as I can see, 3x minus 4x will be negative of x. 3 plus 8 will be giving me as answer as 11. Now, this will be what? X square minus 2x plus x minus 2. Now solving it further and getting the final answer, this will be negative of x plus 11 over x square minus 2x plus x will be negative of x minus. Okay, hope that was simple. You can note for these examples. Okay students, I hope you are getting the point and solving algebra easily. Now the topic that we are going to deal is very important. This is called as factorization method. In factorization method, you have to summarize this, that you have been given an equation, let's suppose in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Now be with me students, you have to multiply a and c. The product will be what? Let's suppose ac. Now you have to find the factors of a and c, means ac multiplication, sorry for that. And now after that you have to rearrange the factors in such a manner that you will get the term as bx. It could be either in addition or in subtraction. Okay, so we can deal with it by solving an equation, student. Okay, now I'm writing this for your relevance. Okay, so we have two cases. First is when a is equals to 1. So when a is equals to 1, so as we have already studied that we can multiply a and c, and then we have to solve for the factors of ac. Now since a is 1, so we will find the factors of only 12. So factors, or I am writing in form of prime factors. So this will be 2. Again, this will be what? 2 and 3. So I have to rearrange these three factors in such a manner in form of addition or subtraction, so that I can get the value as 7x or only 7. Okay. Now here I can see that 2 multiplied by 2 is what? 4. And if I'll add 3 to it, I'll get the number as what, students? 7. So you have to keep in mind that you have to adjust according to the middle term. So I can write it as x square plus 4x plus 3x plus 12. Now you can make the pairs and take common. So I'll take x as common. This will be x plus 4 plus 3 x plus 4. So for your answer validation, you have to see that the values that are coming common in the bracket should be same. So this will be x plus 3 if I am taking x plus 4 as common. So this will be your final answer. Okay, so I have factorized x plus 3 and x plus 4. And if you see that this is, if you open this bracket and solve simply, you will get the answer as this only. Okay, so on factorizing the equation, you will get the result as this, and on opening this, on solving it properly, you will get the answer as the equation that has been given. Now in this case, when a is not equal to 1, so what I have told that you have to multiply the factors of 2 and 6, what? I'll get the number as 12. Similarly, I have already found the factors of 12, that will give me the number as 7. So I can directly write it as 2x square plus 4x plus 3x plus 6. Now you can make the pair and take things common. So this will be what? 2x will be coming as common. X plus 2 plus 3 x plus 2. Okay, students. Now taking x plus 2 as common. So you can see that you can get the final answer as this. Okay, I hope you got this point. You can note and then we'll proceed to the next case, students. Okay, students, I hope you got the case 1. Now let's move to the next case, that is when C is negative. In this case, already we have seen that in this also case, we can see that A is not equal to 1 and C is negative. So you have to follow the basics that you have to take the factors of A and C irrespective of the sign. Now solving it, that will not affect your answer. Here simply I can see that factors of 12 needs to be taken into consideration, and factors of 12 I have already written. Okay, so I have to pull out the value that is in the center, that is 4x. Now you can rearrange and see that on rearranging these, how can I get the number as 4? So you see that 2 multiplied by 3 is what, students? 2 multiplied by 3 is 6 and 2. So if I am subtracting 6 and 2, I'll get the answer as 4x. So you can directly write it as x square plus 6x minus 2x minus 12. Now form the pair and solve. X plus 6. Now minus 2x, I will write the sign as what? I'll write the sign as plus 6. As why? Because multiplying positive and negative will give me the answer as negative. So keep this in mind, and similarly we know that the bracket value should be exactly equal. Now you can write the answer as what, students? X minus 2 and x plus 6. Okay, so please keep in mind that you have to take the signs also into consideration while solving a question. Okay, now in this case too, as you can see that C is negative, I'll follow my basics. So as I have to pull out the value as what? 4x, and I can see that I can write it as 12x square plus 6x minus 2x minus 1. So I'll take 6x as common. So this will be what? 2x plus 1 minus, and now you can see that 2x is also there and 1 is also there. So what should I take common? So you have to take 1 as common. Okay, so this will be 2x. Now I have the term negative. If I'll put the term negative, that will become a positive, and this sign will not be adjusted according to our question. So I have to put the value as plus 1. Okay, so you can write it as 6x minus 1 and 2x plus 1. Okay, I hope you are following. You can note this down, students, and then we'll proceed. Okay, students, now let's move forward and solve a question. So here you can see that the question states that the width of the rectangle is 1/3 the length. So you can make a rectangle and picturize it as, I'm drawing it a rough figure, students. So this is what? This is width and this is length. Now you can say that the correlation is what? The width is given as to be 1/3 of what? Length. I am representing width as W. This is width and this is called as the length. Okay. So you have to write also that you are representing width as W and length as L. Now the perimeter is given as to be 96 centimeter. So what's the perimeter formula? Perimeter, I can write it directly. Perimeter is given as to be 96 centimeter. So perimeter formula is what? 2L plus W. Okay, which is equals to 96. So you can write it as L plus W, which will be equal to 96 over 2, that is 48. Now you can substitute the value that we have already found in this equation following it. So I can write it as L plus W is what? 1/3 of L, which is coming as to be 48. You can solve the LHS part, which will be coming as 4L, 3L plus L over 3, which is coming as to be 48. Now value of L is coming as to be what? 48 multiplied by 3 over 4. So cancelling it out, I'll get the value as 12. So 12 multiplied by 3 is what, students? This is 36. Now substitute the value of L, which is given as to be 36 centimeter that we have already found, in this equation again. This is first process and this is second process, and you can find the value of width. Here I am writing as width is equals to 1/3 of L, which is 1/3 of 36. So value of width is coming as to be 12 centimeter. So width is 12 centimeter and length is coming as to be what? 36 centimeter. Hope you are getting this. You can note this down, students. So students, we have come to the end of Algebra 1 basically, and now in the next class we are going to deal with the other topics that are related to Algebra, and we'll term it as Algebra 2. Till then, stay tuned and keep learning. Thank you, and additionally do support us by liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel. Thank you. Let's walk on the path of knowledge together by liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel.